If you hear me, please write down a plus. Nice, nice. It's okay. So I think we can start. So my name is Victor Sokolovsky. I'm the co-founder of the CodeSpace, and today I will guide you through today's series of the webinars related to the ISTQB, which is International Software Quality Qualification Board. We have, I think, great speakers now. Just basic rules. During the presentation, you have a chat functionality. You can actually type a question, but most of the questions, I think, should be written down during the questions and answer session. Today we have Suzanna Salem, Armin Metzger, Anton Muzhailo, and Graham Bass. So now I'm moving to Suzanna. Give me a second, please. Yep.
Okay.
Suzanna, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, guys, do you see Suzanna? Please write down the plus. Plus, nice. So I'm turning off my video and giving it to Suzanna. Suzanna, you are welcome, please. Yes, share your presentation.
Thanks for the introduction, Victor. Good evening, everybody. My name is Suzanna. I am the product and partner manager at iSQI. And I'm very happy to be the first speaker today. So a very warm welcome to our event week, ISTQB Third Days. This will be a week full of webinars, and during this week you will have access to webinars about popular certification schemes. And this will be a live webinar, so you will have the possibility, the opportunity to, after each session of the webinar, you will have the opportunity to ask the speakers directly about your questions, about the certification they will talk about. So if you are interested, one more time, to look at the program, you can do it on our website of the Third Days, ISTQB Third Days. And at the end, you will have the opportunity to check out your skills in taking some mock-up exams in order to check out your knowledge level. So, of course, if you are interested after the webinar week to take some real exams, of course, you are welcome to contact us and also contact CodeSpace and order some exams. So now I wanted also to give a special thanks to our partner CodeSpace, because they co-organized with us this event. In the moment, CodeSpace is our biggest training partner in the Ukraine, and they are providing courses in ISTQB foundation level, in advanced level test manager, and also in IREP foundation level. So they also offer other paper-based certification exams of ISTQB's product portfolio. So feel free to contact them also if you are interested in any certifications. Now about ISTQB, who are we? We are the International Software Quality Institute, ISQI, headquartered in Potsdam in Germany, with branch offices in Amstelveen, London, and Boston, USA. We are a leading provider of certification examinations all over the world. For more than 10 years, we are certifying knowledge of IT specialists in 6 continents, 100 countries in 10 languages. Over 100 countries with over 30,000 certifications per year. We have provided over more than 150,000 exams since the beginning in 2004. So you can find us at the following websites. at ISTQB.org, ISTQUS, and also for our Agile teaming products at agileteaming.org. We will have soon a new website, so you will be forwarded also to our new website. Okay. The ISTQB certified program includes certification examinations that set the global standards in software testing and requirements engineering, in agile business analysis, in mobile app testing, as well as usability and user experience, and many more. We are working in High 5 standard. What does it mean? That means that we are company and product independent. We are industry focused, and our products are we are developing the products regarding the demand on the market. We are ISO compliant in accordance with ISO 17024, which means we are an independent body. And we are not isolated solution. We are working on international context, and we are also improving every time constantly our products regarding the demand on the market. So yeah, as I said already, we are a global certification company. We work together with established boards, international boards, and I have here, like a little example. How does it work? For example, in Ukraine, we have the Ukraine Software Quality Board, which is the national board of the international ISTQB board. So this board is the one who is responsible for the content and the syllabus of the examinations. And we have also the training provider, which is CodeSpace in this moment, because it's the biggest partner in the Ukraine. After the training provider has provided their training, we are the ones who are providing the exams, and we are also the ones who are issuing the certificates. Okay. We have currently over 35 different vendor-neutral and industry-focused certifications in almost every possible area on IT specialization. Our certifications are created, as I already said, by international reputable boards like ISTQB or IREP, for example, and also by international experts board together by ISTQB, like, for example, the ISTQB Agile Teaming and CMAP. So you can see some areas which I numbered here, like project management, for example, or in agile environment, test-driven development and business analysis, software testing, which is very important and very popular, requirements engineering, mobile, maturity model, and Lean Six Sigma. I will present you some maybe possibilities or some channels in which we are providing our exams. As for ISTQB, the flexibility is very important. So you have many different possibilities to do the exam. So maybe you can do the exams directly after the training. So this is a paper-based exam, for example. So ISTQB provides the invigilator and for a group at least of 6 candidates. So you can have the paper-based exam, which the results will be evaluated during 2 weeks, more or less. And you can also have the possibility to do the exams on SMEX. It's an online solution, so you can do the exams also on iPad, for example, or on PC. So the advantage of this exam is that you have the result immediately after the exam. Or independent of the training, you can also do your exams at any test centers, Pearson VUE test centers, with whom we are working very closely together. Pearson VUE have test centers in all over the world, so you can choose independently of time and date whenever you want and wherever you want your exam, schedule your exam individually. And the most flexible of all is the flex exam, so you can do it at home, for example. The only thing you need for this type of exam is the webcam, so you can do it or from your office or from home. Okay, I don't want to to go in depth for every certification scheme, because during the week you will have the webinars spoken by experts in these areas, like ISTQB, for example, today, and we have also a webinar about IREP by Stefan Sturm. So you have you can see by each certification that you have one foundation level, and then you have advanced levels that can sometimes specialize in different directions, areas. So we have also the ISTQB career skills for usability and user experience. For this one, we'll also have a webinar this week. Yeah, this one is our Agile products. These products are very interesting for teams working in an Agile environment. So there is a certification scheme for testers, certified Agile tester. This is a very practice-oriented, soft skills centered and team building focused course. Very interesting for everybody who is testing in Agile environments. For developers, also a very practical course, test-driven development certification. For business analysts, and also for everyone who is interested to know how Agile methodologies work. This this certification is very important too. CMAP is also a product which is brought or created by SIG, Special Interest Group, which is brought together by iSQI. Soon the CMAP foundation level will be implemented in the portfolio of ISTQB, but now it's it's yet a SIG product, so you have all you have the access by ISTQB to do these exams, and also the different advanced level exams like test automation and also performance testing. So besides, we have many more certifications like TMMI Foundation, for example, which is interesting for improving the testing process, or ISTQB, this is for software architecture, and LSSA, and also IFBook, which is the International Function Point Analysis Group. So feel free, if you are interested in any of these certifications, feel free to contact us. We are there to answer your questions. You can write me an email for example, or you can also contact CodeSpace when you are interested in ISTQB foundation level or advanced level. Thanks for your attention. If you have any questions, please do it now or afterwards. It was a pleasure. And with this, I would like to directly hand it over to the next speaker, Armin, who will give you an introduction about ISTQB. So Armin, please follow up.
Guys, just a quick question. I see the notes in the chat that you are asking questions about where to certify, how to pass an exam. After this certification week, we will prepare a document which is FIQ, where we put all needed information: where to pass, how to pass, what are the options about passing the exam, the paper-based, the electronic, about duration, about scoring, about cost. So you will receive this information on email. Susan, Armin will use your account, yes?
Yes, he will use my account because he is, yeah.
Okay, guys. Let me introduce Armin. Armin is one of the founders of the ISTQB, and actually he is the president of German ISTQB board, which is one of the biggest board among ISTQB. So Armin, you are welcome. Let me switch to your presentation. Yes.
Perfect. Thanks. So good evening from me. First of all, to Ukraine, and also a warm welcome, of course, from me. I'm Armin Metzger. Currently, my main profession is I'm the director of iSQI, that is closely connected to iSQI, a non-profit, the leading non-profit organization about system and software quality in Germany. And the other part is that I'm current president of the German Testing Board, and that is definitely one of the reasons I was invited here to give you a brief introduction to ISTQB, to the ISTQB portfolio that we will hear a lot in the next hours, I think. And of course, it's an honor and a pleasure for me to do that. So let's start. And when I take a look at the clock, I've also won a few minutes. So how to move those slides forward? This one? Okay, perfect. So ISTQB, usually if that was a real conference, I would now ask you, who of you ever heard about ISTQB? What do you know about ISTQB? Can't do that, so I will try to give you the full overview on this topic. ISTQB is the #1 scheme, or the ISTQB certified tester is the #1 scheme worldwide for certifying software testers, software testing professionals, I rather should say. So that story began in 2002, few words to history then later on, and now has evolved to something really big worldwide. So first of all, to impress you a little bit, I will give you the current numbers. Those are the numbers as of March 2017. I already know some more actual numbers, but that are not officially released, so I'm not allowed to tell you about those. But that is impressive enough, I think. As of March 2017, we had over 700,000 exams worldwide, and more than 500,000, more than 500,000 certificates that were issued worldwide. So you can also see the development of this certification worldwide here in this chart. You should not have to go to the years that are shown here. I think it begins with 2008 or something like that. The only thing I wanted to show you here is that it's a rise. It's a continuous rise, and I would rather say it's quite a steep rise. And I think somewhere here we have this worldwide crisis of 2008, 2009, and you see that there was not really a damage due to this crisis. So it's a very stably rising product, a very stably rising expertise that you can gain here. So with a growth rate that currently is about 50,000 certifications per year worldwide, as I said. So that's quite a lot, I think. And in this chart, you see that we really almost cover the world. The blue printed segments are the ones that have member boards, in their area. So only Greenland is missing, and a bigger part of Africa. But you also must say that this only means in those blue areas you have member boards. You have also certified tester trainings. You have also certified tester certifications, even if you want to in Greenland, then of course operate it from other countries. And I think even more interesting for you would be how this is deployed, in which regions this is deployed worldwide. As you see here, I hope you can read it sufficiently. So the main parts, or the main number of certifications issued worldwide, are issued in Asia and are issued in Europe. And okay, it's that doesn't surprise one, because Europe also was kind of the growing cell where this all came from and has evolved now for 15 years. Okay, so to give you another impression on the numbers, the ISTQB certified tester is the third largest, or the third most successful vendor independent IT certification worldwide. Vendor independent, I mean, you have certificates like the big providers of operating systems. I would not say a name now, and so on, but this means vendor independent. So we are the third place, with the second place, I think, being ITIL worldwide. And from my experience, over those 15 years, the certified tester really has helped the testing profession worldwide to improve in maturity and to improve in a common glossary that people can talk about testing topics. So maybe a brief story from my personal history. I also began quite those 15 years ago and helped with developing the certified tester for the German market. And we did that at those times because there was not really a mindset for testing in the market, and even more, there was not really kind of a common glossary and a common understanding of what testing is, of what certain testing activities are, and so on and so on. And there, this ISTQB certification really helped. So in the first place, when I, for my company at those times, an SMB in Germany as a service provider for testing activities, started that topic, we used that mainly for internal training, and that also gave a real added value for those activities we did. And it's also shown by surveys that are conducted from time to time that the influence on the market of this ISTQB certified tester is growing. It is seen by managers as an important part to foster career paths of their employees. It is seen by employees as an important part for their career paths. And I can talk from my profession as a testing service provider that there are lots of also bigger companies that recognize this certification as a proof of skills. So you would not have to go there and supply papers and papers of skills that are provided by your team. But you only say, I have a team with 5 certified testers, foundation level. I have a team with 1 test manager and maybe a guy with test automation skills and so on. And that really is accepted on the market. So that's a big part of this motivation in a supplier-customer relation. The certified tester, I know that from the European market, really sells well. So a brief, let's say, brief overview of how this community works, because certified tester is the product, certified tester is the scheme you are dealing with, but it comes somewhere, from somewhere. So all this is developed, maintained, and fostered by the ISTQB as a community. The ISTQB, as I said, that was founded in 2002. And that is a 100% non-profit organization, currently with headquarter in Belgium, so headquarter also in Europe then. So this is a community of international test experts, and with international I mean international. So you have seen those countries that are supplied with certifications, but we also have almost 60 member boards in the different countries or in the different regions of the world, and they all send their testing experts. They're testing experts from research, from industry, from the suppliers, to develop and maintain that ISTQB certified tester scheme. And that is or will get important if you decide to enter somehow into activities with the certified tester scheme as a certified tester, someone who is attending a training course, but also maybe as an accredited training provider, someone who is delivering the courses then. So the relation is the, let's say, core of the whole community is the ISTQB itself. Here it's not depicted as a core. Maybe you could make that better. And ISTQB is responsible for the creation, for the maintenance of the scheme as a whole in general, valid worldwide, with their working groups and so on. So the ISTQB defines the content. In, as I said, almost 60 countries in the world, you have member boards representing ISTQB. For example, also the German testing board I'm representing here. And the main activities of those member boards are, let's say, twofold. They localize the scheme if it should be localized in that country. For example, in Germany, we have translated the scheme to German language, but localization could also be, could also influence the content if you have different legal environments in different countries and so on that are important for the content. Then we do that. And on the other hand, we provide governance for the quality of the scheme in our region, in my case, Germany. So what does that mean? We ensure that the accredited training providers are fully aligned with the scheme and the quality requirements of the scheme as issued by ISTQB as a whole. And we also are responsible for the quality of the examination. So in some countries, the member board also conducts examinations. In most countries not. Also in Germany, we leave that to the professionals of iSQI that are working as exam providers. So this is also very important. We have an independent organization of, let's say, the quality assurance and the operational stuff, also together with the accredited training providers. The member boards are only responsible to take care of the quality of what those training providers are offering, the quality in training. And of course, then you have the certified tester himself, herself, attending a training, and then later doing the examination conducted by the exam provider, and hopefully passing the examination then. That's the community, and that's how the whole system works. So maybe to give you an impression that This is, let's say, currently a quite big organization. Of course, a big organization is needed to take care about those 500,000 certifications, 700,000 examinations worldwide, about the material, about the training scheme itself. It's a completely voluntary association, the ISTQB. That means you that means that this organization develops and maintains what it does in a neutral way. So it's not governed by one of the big guys. It's not governed by specific providers. It's a neutral certification that is offered here. So in ISTQB, you have certain working groups that are working on, of course, the different training courses. There are different training courses that will be shown in the next slide, but also on the additional material, like, for example, examinations like glossary, but maybe a few more words based on the next slide. Oh, I hope that can be seen in a good way. I'm not quite sure. That is the core of it all. That is the certified tester portfolio. And each of those boxes represents one specific scheme, one specific training course, one specific certification that you can take. So this is currently is organized in 3 levels. Everything you find in this lower region here is the so-called foundation level that is giving rather the basics and a comprehensive understanding of certain topics. Then you have the advanced level where you can specialize and you can also set up a direction in your career path. And then there is, for this core component, I will explain that later, there is the expert level, call that the diamond level, for the really experienced testers to go into the details, into their skills, improve their skills much more in detail. So I begin with the certified tester because that currently still is the flagship of what we are doing here. The certified tester foundation level will give you basic and comprehensive knowledge on everything related to testing. So even the more experienced will be able to take something out of that, because they might be very experienced in test automation or might be very experienced in test management, but will not have seen the whole picture. And that's what the foundation level delivers. Then you split into 3 directions in this core segment, and core segment means the testing basics, not domain specific or so, but the testing and method basics for that. And it splits into the management aspect with the test manager. It splits into the test design aspect with the test analyst, and the test implementation aspect with the technical test analyst, also covering some of the test automation topics, but there are also other possibilities here. And that's exactly where the certified tester began. Later being added by, at the second step, historically, the Agile stream, where we have this Agile tester on a foundation level, again, being basic and comprehensive and showing you how to apply those basic testing knowledge in an Agile environment. And on the other hand, you have specialist courses that are specializing in specific topics, be that specific quality characteristics, like on an advanced level, the security tester, or be that test approaches, like on a foundation level, the model-based tester, or test activities like test automation. And those are the programs already in place. All those boxes you see here with the blue line are currently under development, and I expect them to be available in the next year or in the next 2 years, all of them. So you have topics filling up the complete portfolio of testing now with quality aspect topics like performance and usability, with domain topics like automotive, and with domain topics like mobile testing, gambling industry, and on the agile level, there will be a specialization in the organizational part on the one hand and the technical part, meaning test automation on the other hand. So that's what I explained here. Maybe to give you, as one of the last explanations, to give you an impression on the quality and why this scheme is that high quality. We have, in the last 15 years, we are working on that. We have gained a lot of experience how to develop and how to structured develop a course like that. So we begin with business outcomes. So with definitions, what is the added value for a manager if he sends you to a certified tester training course? And from those business outcomes derive learning objectives that are also very much structured with cognitive levels, like you have to remember, you have to understand, you can apply this K1 to K3, mostly applying to the foundation level, then added by K4, analyze, you're a little bit further in the advanced level, and then by K5 and K6, where you can really improve also your organization with those skills that is valid for the expert level that I've shown you. So, and we have very helpful additional material. First of all, to mention the glossary that gives a common mindset, a common glossary for the community about those testing terms, and also sample examinations that will help during the training to understand how to prepare on the examination. And that's last but not least, the examination on foundation and advanced level typically is equipped with multiple choice questions, 40 to 60, 1 hour, 1 hour 30, depending on the course and the level. As I said, on K1 and K3 level on foundation, and K1 to K4 level on advanced level with a certification that is valid indefinitely. On the expert level, it's a little bit different. There you have multiple choice and multiple choice exam part as well, but also an essay component where you have to solve a problem and write an essay on that. And that certification is valid 5 years. So that was what I wanted to tell to the full portfolio. We will meet later for the Agile, and I will later also be available for questions and answers. Thank you.
Yeah, no, Armin, thank you so much. Now I'm giving a word to Anton Muzhailo. It's a certified trainer in advanced level test manager and foundation level. Anton.
Hi everybody. Do you hear me well? How's the connection? Good.
I
Awesome.
hear you.
All right, so today I will be speaking on the foundation level introduction. Basically, I will just try to not be boring. I will just provide the overview of the foundation, what, why, and what is the reason of passing this certification. So basically, I will be talking about what is it, why do we need it, what's the main topics it covers, how to be prepared to the exam, and I will share my opinion on how to pass. So basically, as you may know, I'll provide an overview of a foundation level. So we'll start from this picture. You probably see it. The foundation level is just it's just a basement of all the testing. Sometimes we see the picture when people doesn't understand why do we need all these activities, or most of the time the people just use everything because other uses. All right. Here's the point. ISTQB provides you the special software testing world. Basically, if you find all these levels, if you read them all together, you can see the big picture in your head, which just shows you the complete picture of everything needed for testing. And the foundation level is just a skeleton of all these activities. It has all the terms, all the activities, phases, approaches, etc. So basically, if you start from foundation level, you just have everything, but on a cover. So you have only the skeleton, but this is sufficient to move forward. Sometimes people just read the syllabus and they just learning some questions, they pass an exam and forget everything. And if then they go for a test manager for something more, and they facing any problems because they forgot the terms, they realize they doesn't know the real value of all the things happening, because basically everything covers in all the syllabus is pretty important because it can be used right now. Lots of people think that certification is something old, something useless. It's just a piece of paper with just a signature that you're certified. But that's not everything. So I can explain this in terms of real world. We'll start with just foundation level exam. It's a simple test which takes up to 75 minutes for non-native speakers. That's pretty easy, comparable with other advanced level tests. Basically, you're allowed to have paper-based vocabulary and simple calculator for that, but you probably know that, right? So I won't be staying here too long because I have something interesting to show you. So why it's important? Let's compare this with the country. When you go to another country, you need to know the language, right? You need to have some permission to develop your career or just to be there, right? And you need to know where you go and the final destination. So you just need to know the language firstly, the terminology. So the main point here is the terminology. Foundation gives you that. It gives you the real understanding of all the activities. Well, not all, but the most of activities happening in the ISTQB world. it gives you the detail, explains on what's happening, why it calls this way, etc. So you need to know how to speak with other people who are certified. The one major benefit in all of this is just people understand each other completely. No matter you use Skype, email, or real life conversation, it doesn't matter, because you understand everybody from just a single word. That's important. Well, basically, you can learn English, right? But it doesn't work sometimes. So, for the second point, you need a visa, right? You need something to work with. ISTQB Foundation gives you a certificate, which means that you are allowed to go further. You have opinion to, you have possibility to pass the advanced level. Yeah, the third thing is how to get it. You need to know the path. You need to go, you can't go just to somewhere. You need to know the exact path and the final destination. So ISTQB Foundation level, it just gives you everything. It just gives you the path, the destination, the goal you need. It gives you the language. It gives you the certificate at the end. Basically, it just makes you better somehow. Well, as for me, when I passed the foundation level, it was 2014, I believe, or yeah, kind of that. I just thought, like, what I need this. It just yeah, it's usual. But when I go to advanced level, I understood that it was really important, because it covered all the areas I needed. At that time, I just figured out that I have everything I need to go deeper. I know all the width of the theory, but I would like to have more deep information, and that's why the advanced level is required. The next point, I would like to explain you the topics covered in the foundation level syllabus. There are just 6 modules. The first one is fundamentals of testing. Basically, it just explains you what is the testing in the terms of ISTQB, why we need this, the basic principles, the fundamental test process. Here's the thing. Sometimes you need to build the process on your new project from scratch, and you feel like you don't know where to start. You can just pick the fundamental test process and adapt it to the new project. It's pretty easy. It's just a tool that allows you to do wherever you want. The other magic happening here is ISTQB doesn't give you the solution for everything. It just gives you the tools. You know, well, you can shave with an axe, right? But why do you need it? There are special tools for what you need. So the foundation gives you these tools. It explains you where are they located, what are the templates, where to start. So basically, fundamentals of testing gives you the high-level overview of everything happening. The second module is share you some information about the software development modules, how testing works within the different modules like RUP, Spiral, Agile, Waterfall, whatever. So it just shows you the challenges the testers facing at within any modules. It also explains you the test levels and test types, which are pretty good covered in this syllabus. It provides you the understanding that level, type, phase, it's all the different things. Because sometimes you can ask somebody about, like, do you know the test types? He says, oh, well, yeah, I know, but its types or level or phases. So basically, you know the terminology. The third module is, well, it was the pretty surprise for me because static techniques, it's the only thing I thought, like, how can I do the early testing? Early testing is great, right? We know that it's about like 50% of all the issues, of all the defects, the root causes are in the requirements. Yeah, I've heard about the requirements engineering, all right, but how I can start early testing? I don't have even the build to test. Here's the point. It just shows you how can you start this. It says you have two types. You have the review and you have the static analysis. You can do the review or static analysis or both, whatever you want. And it shows the value. Another important thing is just this process shows the high visibility to customer, to any stakeholder interested in, because sometimes people don't know what the software testers do, right? They just they see like developers writing code, so they see the result. But what's the result of software test engineers? Bugs, or their absence? You will never know because you don't know what testers do. Actually, this process is well, it shows you how the things work together, the real business value of each activity. Second module is the test design techniques. We probably heard about the white box, black box, and gray box. Here's the catch. There is no gray box, right? According to syllabus. There is an experience-based techniques, which are also important. And before that, I thought, well, experience-based techniques is just something like ad hoc testing. Oh, it's kind of like a monkey testing, right? No, it's not. If you read the syllabus, you will get it. Basically, it shows you the basic test design techniques, which used in the software testing. If you would like to know more, you can just go. You can just go to advanced level test analyst for the black box techniques, and a technical test analyst for the white box techniques. So, so it shows be like a general overview. The fifth module is the one of the most interesting because it's test management, right? It just tells you about how to organize the testing together, how to establish the process, how to specify the metrics, how can you control all the activities happening on your project, how can you put all the pieces together, how can you understand where the things can go wrong or not, because the risk in testing is also included here. So here, here's describe a couple of words about the risk-based testing. It's also pretty helpful because ISTQB recommends to use risk-based testing at all projects because it's the it has the more profit than lots of other approaches. Let's say that. The last module is about the tool support for testing. Which tools can we use? Why they are important, and why do we need this? So basically, it shows you the process, how to involve the tool into your project, how to avoid the risks of the tool being used inappropriately, or this tool could just slow down the process, etc. So it gives you the formal process of how you can involve it with the minimum risks, how to think about everything. It's all in here. With all that said, a couple words about how to prepare to this exam. So the one point I would like to recommend, like, is a must. Well, it's with the syllabus glossary and the sample questions provided on the official site of ISTQB. This is the must, right? And also you will need at least 2 additional points from this list. Here are some books about the foundation level from industry experts. There are also certified training providers which allowed to conduct the certified course with all the required information, with the certified slides and materials. Or you can also use the experience and time of already certified engineer. This is also important because sharing the experience, this is pretty valuable. So how can you feel that you're well prepared? You can just read the syllabus. It's pretty, so there are not too much information, but you can extend it using the additional books. Also, you can ask your questions on some software testing forums, or your friends, or you just can call to a certified training provider, and you will have everything just from scratch. So in my case, I spent about 3 weeks, about an hour each day to prepare. So you can count on that time which need to be prepared. What books are good? You can consider this a commercial. You can just search wherever you want, or you can just here's the question: what books are good? Basically, you can just Google it, or ask the organizers, write our emails, and you'll see. And the last point I would like to discuss with you is just tips and tricks. So here's the thing. This is my approach, which I recommend you to use. So I call this 3 circles. It's not so fun, but still, you have some time to spend the exam. You have 3 circles. The first circle is just you spend maximum of 30 seconds per question. So you answer the questions which you are certainly sure that are right. After this iteration, you have about like 10 to 15 answers now. From the second circle, it's about another 30% of time. You could just cross out like definitely wrong answers. This will help you in future. This will help you on the third circle. And during this analysis, you could also mark possible correct answers. You just put a dot on there or something. You have an additional 10 to 15 answers. So after these 2 circles, you basically will have at least 25, 30 answers, which are sufficient for you to pass. You can stop now and get your certificate. So this way, you just put all the hard questions on the third circle. Third circle, you have some questions left. You can think about them, but it's much easier. Well, usually you have 4 options per question, right? But on this stage, you probably have a couple options crossed out. So you're selecting not 1 of 4, but 1 of 2. And this is easier, pretty much. So basically, you can use this approach to pass lots of exams. I've tried this on advanced level test manager, and that won't work because due to some specific questions, you just don't have enough time. But the foundation is fine, so you can use it. Okay, so we're running out of time. Thank you for being here. It was an awesome. I had a good pleasure to stand here with such important, interesting people. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Yeah,
Anton,
thanks.
thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Nice presentation. Guys, let me switch back to Armin. Give me a second, please. Armin?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we are currently unable to see you. Switch.
Okay, should immediately.
Nice. Just
Okay.
just perfect.
Now I'm okay. Now I'm back again. So it's me again. Go into the details of the foundation level Agile tester extension. That is, let's say, a good follow up for Anton's presentation. We've shown about the basic level, because the foundation level Agile tester extension is, let's comprehensively describe that as application of all those methods you have heard in the previous talk on Agile projects. So, why Agile, or why the Agile tester extension? So you might ask yourself, I think the Agile approach really dominates the industry, the market currently. So there are, if you ask different people, there are different numbers, of course. Some say it's 30% of the projects, some say it's 80%. Anyway, it's a reasonable amount. And so the industry has found ways to include testing activities into Agile projects very specifically, so that they can really help those Agile projects in their own way. And that's what this scheme, what this training is about. So all of it is based, of course, on the principles of Agile, meaning the Agile Manifesto. Most of you will know that individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation. That is sometimes a little bit misunderstood as you must not document. That's not true. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and change over a fixed plan over many years. That is followed over many years. So you know that. And of course, this is a change of mindset. And the testing principles, or the testing methods that you have learned in the basics, in the core foundation level module, do not change, but they work differently in an Agile project. Not all of them, but most of them have something specific, or specific aspects you have to know, you have to take into account to successfully apply them to Agile projects. So I just begin with the business outcomes of this course, because business outcomes always are the first part that are specified, developed to specify the main value of this course for the trainee that is being trained in this course, also for his company, also for his manager. So what you will be, or what you will learn, what you will be able to manage, is an Agile tester can, after attending this course, collaborate in a cross-functional Agile team. So he knows about the principles, he knows about Agile, he knows what will expect him. He can adopt what he has learned in the basic, in the core foundation level course, to Agile values, to the agile scenario he is facing, and with that he can support the agile team in planning activities. He can apply the methods and techniques. Of course, in the ideal case, dominated by test automation. That's not everywhere reality so far, but that's an objective in this case. And he, of course, can help with all the things around this core of testing activities. So with all those project management activities or all those other specification activities for a product, user stories, scenarios, requirements, helping to find acceptance criteria that can be applied in the project and so on. And for that, and to give the whole, let's say, frame, he also has to know about an effective communication, how to do that in the little bit different environment of an agile project compared to the usual software development lifecycle processes. So I would not stay too long with the learning objectives because they are very much aligned to the basic knowledge. All you should learn in the basic, in the core Certified Tester Foundation course, you will learn in the context or repeat in the context, integrate into the context of agile projects. With some focus points, of course. Here it's even much more dealing with automation topics, with tooling topics, and so on, since you need them in agile projects. So coming to the content of this course into more detail, it is sectioned in 3 chapters. So you have, first of all, an introduction to Agile, so to say. So you have an introduction to Agile software development, to the projects, beginning with the fundamentals, beginning with the Agile manifesto, things like that. And then you focus on aspects of Agile approaches that are important for you as a tester, or maybe also as a developer that has to be provided with testing skills to fulfill his testing aspects of his or her developing activity in the project. So the second part is about the fundamental testing principles in Agile projects, the practices, the best practices, and the processes they are implemented to. So you begin with making up your mindset with the differences between testing in traditional software development lifecycle processes and in agile approaches. So you learn about the status of the testing, the state-of-the-art testing in agile projects, and you learn about the role you will have in an agile project as a tester or as someone responsible for a testing activity that also is different to the classical projects. And in the final third part, you learn about agile testing methods, specific methods that are also applicable to classical projects, of course, but that have their focus point or are very important, especially for agile projects like automation topics and so on. So agile testing methods is one of the topics. Assessing quality, risks, and estimating test effort is a very important aspect of that, because in agile projects, risk-based planning and risk-based controlling gets more and more important, and especially gets more important compared to classical projects. You are dealing with results and schedules that you do not know 1 year in advance. You have to look at that on a risk-based approach and eventually react on that. And you learn about the techniques and the tools in Agile projects you typically will find in Agile projects. Not to go too much into the learning objectives of each and every chapter. You have this overview, and I think the slides later also will be distributed, so you can read about that. You can also read about that in the ISTQB, on the ISTQB homepage, and look at the details. The same with as with the foundation level core module. You will there also find the syllabus. That's a 50 to 60 pages document. So I would say quite detailed. That will give you an impression what in detail you can learn in the Agile extension on a foundation level. So maybe to give a few glances in the time that I have. In chapter 1, you will learn, as I said, about the fundamentals that you have to take into account and the aspects of Agile approaches. You will learn in chapter 2 about the differences, especially when you come out of classical projects or classical processes, and you learn about what to do in an Agile project as a tester, as a test responsible. You learn about the work products, and you learn about how those work products and in what cycles those work products are generated, and what is your role and what should be your skills. And that for me is a very important aspect. What should be your skills in an Agile project? Because from my point of view, this course does not only address the testers, because often, if you know Agile projects, often you do not find those explicit testers in those projects. You maybe have a team of 6 developers that would never see themselves as testers, but they are doing the unit test, they are doing performance tests, they are doing integration tests, or they should do that. And for that, they need systematic testing skills. And that's what exactly is addressed by that course, applying the test methods and the risk assessments that are used for reliable planning, activities, reliable enough in the somehow different context of those Agile projects, how to do that. You learn about techniques, of course, and specific Agile-specific techniques in the Agile-specific tooling method environment that you often find, or that you should find in Agile projects like continuous integration, like DevOps, and things like that. So to finish this, here is the exam for the Agile extension. It's a 40 questions multiple choice exam where you have a pass mark of 65%. So you must have 65% of the questions answered right. Then you get your certification in 60 minutes. It's challenging, I can tell you, but it's anyway worthwhile. And you see a typical K-level profile for those questions here, based more or less on the K1 and K2 cognitive level. You can find all that material on the ISTQB internet pages, and as I said, the target professionals for this course are not only the testers, but also are the developers that have to be equipped with systematic test skills to deal with their testing activities. So Thank you very much. And now I think it's time for question and answers. So,
just now we have a session of questions and answers, and later we have a coffee break till. Now I will write you into the chat. Also, you can see the same information on the iSQI certification this web page. So don't hesitate and ask Armin everything about ISTQB, about foundation level, about the Agile level extension. I think it's the most proper guide to answer all these questions, taking into account that he is one of the guys who contributed to the program and a lot of points. Okay.
So let's look at the questions. I take the one first and must admit I can't answer it correctly because I do neither represent a training provider nor a certification body, and that has to be answered, of course, by them. How can employer validate my certificate? That's a good question because I did not tell that in the general introduction. First of all, you get, of course, a certificate then that you can show your employer, you can scan it and so on. But what ISTQB is currently introducing is a successful candidate register, like you also have it, I think, for ITIL, for example, where you can prove your certificate on the homepage of ISTQB. And that will be released, I'm quite sure it will be released within this year. So, and the next question also is very important. That's exactly a thing that I've forgotten. So thanks for this question. For Agile extension, should I have usual foundation level? Yes, you must have usual foundation level. Everything else would be not reasonable, of course, because as I said, what you will learn is how to apply the things you have learned in the core foundation level to Agile projects. So the next question is very tricky. Do all levels include questions about test automation? I do not know all levels. You will find test automation, of course, spread over many of those courses in the portfolio, and especially, of course, in those courses that address topics that use or should use a high degree of test automation. That means especially, of course, the Agile topics. You will find test automation aspects there in any case. In the core foundation level, it's not that much, but of course it is mentioned, and we also have, if you remember what I told about the portfolio, you also have a specific test automation specialist on an advanced level in this specialist slot. But not all of them, of course. If you look on the test management advanced level, maybe you will find some aspects how to manage a test tool environment, but from a test management aspect, not from coding or implementation aspects. So, no, that's the same with all the courses on a foundation level and on the advanced level. Only the expert level has a limited validity of 5 years. But that's only the expert level so far. Again, the answer, I'm not a provider making the costs for or defining the cost for the training. I'm not an examination body, but for the examination, you will definitely find all the price information on the iSQI homepage. Oops, that's a long question. I have a question about certification preparation. Unfortunately, in Ukraine, we don't have certified companies who can help us in preparation for advanced and expert levels. Company can help only in foundation level. Okay, that's definitely one of the topics that should be addressed here in this event to build up a community and to gather the interest in the certified tester, also in the advanced level, maybe also in the expert level later. And I see now the code space has the advanced level, at least the test manager module. So this is something that will definitely evolve also in Ukraine. So I'm waiting for the next question. Yeah, and I think as I know the community, you will not have to wait too long for the next courses that will come. That's all a question, of course, of enough customers that will enable a company to set up a program like that. So there is okay, and this is further information. What Nikolai said, ISTQB will provide the prices in a document you will also receive. So I'm waiting for the next questions. That's something maybe Victor can answer. How many testers in Ukraine are with certificates? I personally do not have the number.
In accordance to Ukrainian representative of ISTQB, we have more than 3,000 certified testers.
Okay, thanks. So that's a clear sign, again, coming back to the question of the advanced level courses. That's a good number. That's a good number showing that the community of certified testers is evolving. Does employer, is the next question, does employer from United States pay attention at the QA with a certificate of foundation level on middle position? Oh, that's hard to answer because I do not know how exactly a middle position would be defined, but anyway, the foundation level is the entry point to the complete scheme, as I told, and you need it to even go, if you mean with middle position, something like a test manager, into those certifications, like test manager certifications. And yes, of course, there is attention paid on that. Another question is in work? No? Okay, the next question. Test automation engineer and security tester advanced level certification can be taken, or will it only is only in preparation and available in the future. So as well, the test automation as well as the security tester are yet in place. If we are talking about test automation engineering certification, do I need only foundation level for trying to pass? You need the foundation level as precondition to go to this course, but if you talk about do I need only the certification, if you mean something like should I attend a training, I always recommend you to attend a training, because there you will learn from experienced trainers and you will learn from their experience, and that's much more than simply reading a document. So the next question, we still have 4 minutes to go, so there's room for 2 or 3 more questions. I'm waiting for the one that's currently in work. Oh, it seems that this will be a long question. It's a long writing. Okay. Still writing, but there are a few. I hope I will not be bombarded with 5 questions at one time then. Okay, the next one. ISTQB is preparing usability. Okay, that's a little bit wrong. Usability testing level. What's the difference? Okay, from ISTQB certifications, and that can be answered with this UX and usability testing. ISTQB comes from the user experience community, and they are having a view on usability testing topics from user experience mindset. And the ISTQB course will rather be a course for the testers that need additional knowledge about usability testing. So it's a little bit the viewpoint. They are coming together on the same topic, but from 2 different viewpoints, or maybe also from 2 different career paths. Good question. Okay, we still have time for one comment from Graham Barth. I think usability testing is also for the designers. Yes. So one brief question would be possible. We have 30 seconds to go. But as I see, there's nothing in work, so
Just
I think Victor is taking control again.
Switching the cover again, but the questions are coming. So, guys, do we have any questions to Armin? No? Yes, I see. So
one more, the last one, ISTQB partnership. What are the advantages? The advantage definitely is that you have you signal that your company is experienced, that your company has the skills to contribute on the testing market. Yes, from company perspective. Okay, so I think I've completely filled out my 15 minutes. And thank you all for attending, for listening, for asking questions, and would give the control again to Victor. Thanks.
Thank you, Armin. So now we have a small coffee break. Not sure about coffee in the evening, but let's come back at 8:45, and Graham Bass will join us. Graham is unbelievable expert in software testing with unbelievable experience. So let's wait. Okay. Graham, do you hear me? Graham, do you hear me? Graham, do you hear me? Dear all, we are trying to connect Graham, so please be patient. I think we will manage within minutes or two. Yeah, well, unfortunately, due to the connection problem with Graham, Graham is currently out of Germany and he is traveling. We cannot continue the webinar, but we will try to do our best and try to schedule another time during this week, so you will be able to hear about the test analyst and technical test analyst. We are sorry about this, and hope you are still interested in ISTQB. So sorry again, and see you this week, but other time. We will keep you posted and write you an email. Thank you, and see you.